officially live here on the Feminine Shift, talking all about the capacity to receive. And literally, right before we went live, Lee, let's do it again. Lise, go for it. Bust it out. Go on. I don't want to.
I can't. Okay. Scary. Scary.
It's scary to receive.
hmm
Let's start off. Why?
Well, what we were laughing at is you were like, I want to.
I want to.
I want to. I want to a lot.
I do.
I
Come on, baby.
I
Bring it
really do.
on.
I was
But
thinking, yeah, I was
it
thinking
was
about,
scary.
yeah, yeah. Well, what I was thinking about was even dating back to childhood, um, receiving was met with passive aggressivity.
Yeah.
Receiving was met with a backhand.
Yep.
Um, I would get what I wanted.
Yeah.
And not even sex, we're not talking about specifically and exclusively sex, but I would
Mhm.
get what I wanted, but then there would be comments about why, how I had to be grateful for it,
Yeah.
and it never felt good.
Yeah.
It all
There
and
was
so
conditions. There was
there were conditions.
conditions. Yeah, there was conditions. What I hear is there was disappointments.
Yep.
And maybe some sense of like betrayal or like, God, that hurt from someone you love for sure. That's what I hear.
Yeah, yeah. And then having the experience of molestation as a young kid, there was shame and guilt around it too.
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
and then moving into junior high and high school, hearing things like boys only want to have sex with you. They don't want they don't want anything from you but sex.
Yep.
And so it was confusing. And now being a 46, almost 47-year-old woman, working on receiving has
Yeah.
been a journey.
Yeah.
It's had to be intentional
Yeah.
and scary, and creating safety around it has been so important for my husband. My husband and I have been working on this now for 8 years together.
Yeah.
That he's born to give and I'm born to receive, and
Yeah.
we've had to figure that out together.
Yeah. And I love that you brought that word in safety and I talk a lot about that like, you know, for many women there are a lack of embodied experiences that have been safe to receive. Because everything that you just told me was they were embodied experiences, like things were given to you, but then it came with judgment or it came with conditions
Guilt.
or it came with a consequence, right? I got the backhand, right? And then in adolescent, right, there was social conditioning in your peer to peer where it was like, well, that's what just men want from you, and
hmm
so it was confusing, right? And so your nervous system associated maybe like, oh well, like that might be a little bit vulnerable, but like I want to, but I don't know, right? So very confusing. And what I'm hearing is that your marriage now with your husband, there's a clear understanding of like, hey, we're in practice of this giving and this receiving. And it takes conscious effort and takes conscious work to be aware of it.
hmm
And that's what I hear.
Yeah, even with him opening a door for me,
Yeah, girl.
I didn't have to say I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but I could just say I'm thank you. I'm grateful. Or him cooking dinner. I was
Yeah.
always just waiting. Brene Brown talks about waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yep.
I was just waiting, and I know you've had experiences of this too, for him to make a comment
Yeah.
or for him to treat it with some passive aggressive
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
But he truly gives to me because he wants to give to me. It is a safe place,
Yeah.
and my nervous system, it's taken me a long time to catch up with that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And giving it new lived experiences to show that you're safe, and that you're not going to get that backlash or that punishment. And it can be very confusing when you receive it, and it can feel very uncomfortable.
hmm
And so I love that we're talking about this today. It's so crucial and it's so alive because what I see through my lens, and I'd love for you to talk about this. There's three areas that common reasons why I see women struggle with the ability to receive. And so, for those of you who are watching this or watching the replay, we're not just talking about sexual, but we're talking about abundance,
hmm
financial. We're talking about a compliment. a gift.
Yeah.
Like for some women, like the three common reasons why I see women really actually struggle with this is, you know, women can associate, their nervous system can associate receiving with vulnerability.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, coming back to that of like, oh, if I have in the past received that and I was vulnerable, it came with conditions.
Mm-hmm.
It came with disappointment. It came with betrayal. And so the nervous system adapts. There's that adaptation that, oh, it's safer to say self-reliant and or hyper independent, because that is safer. That is safer than the conditions, the disappointments, and the possible betrayal,
Yeah.
right?
I would just say I don't need that I
Yeah.
don't need that. I don't need that from you. I don't need it from
Yep.
anyone.
Yep, absolutely.
Mm.
And I like this has been, I'm with same with you. It is still to this day a conscious effort to just
Yeah.
watch and feel the sensations in my body. And I remember this was many, many years ago, and I'll go into the other two. This was probably about a good 15 years ago. One of my best friends, Decca and Scott, they live in Las Vegas. They've been married. I think this year they celebrated their 15-year anniversary. And I remember going out with them to like dinner when I lived in Vegas, and like we'd go out and do things. And I remember distinctively, Scott would get out of the car, and Decca would just sit in the car.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, girl, what are you doing? She's like, oh no, he will come open my door. I was like, well, fuck. She would sit in the car and she'd wait.
Yeah.
And I was like, there was this level of just this, it's receiving. Like, and I'm
Yeah.
like, wow. And I was blown away by that. Like, because for her, she had many lived experiences. Like, well, that's just normal. That is what the
Mm.
man does. Whereas I'm like going back to like, oh, well, I'm just going to do it myself. Nope. Because there's conditions or there's disappointment or there's betrayal. So the second thing that's very common that I see, and I want to talk about this because I
Mm-hmm.
believe this associates also too with the work that you do,
Mm-hmm.
is women's identity for a long time have been built around giving, achieving,
Yeah.
and proving.
Yeah.
Right? I could
Absolutely.
do it for myself. I don't need a man.
I
Right?
A client just left my office and we had a whole long conversation about this is in business in particular. Um, my need for validation, my need to be seen and heard. And I know so many of you watching this can resonate with this. My need to have my needs met, my needs didn't get met. And so
Yeah.
who did I become as a result?
Yeah.
An overachiever, an
Yep.
overgiver. In business, I was just whoring myself out
Yep.
to people. But the consequence of that was I was running myself ragged. I was
Yeah.
feeling burned out. I was drinking too much wine. There were so many
Yeah.
consequences of that, but I didn't know how to get my needs met in any other way because that's where I thought my validation came from.
Yeah. Totally.
I was looking for others to validate me and give and give and give. And so I had a bunch of relationships that just weren't working around me in my marriage and other kinds of friendships where
Yeah.
I just felt like I was always giving and
Yeah.
never receiving. And the point of that, Melissa, is I don't even know if I would have recognized that there was actually anything to receive because I couldn't see it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't wired that way.
Yeah.
And receiving never felt safe or it came with other conditions.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a tangled web that we weave when it comes to receiving. But on the business side of things, it's where does our inability to receive or even see, where is that in the way of us being able to build what it is that we want to build,
Yeah.
to have what it is that we want to have? Because ultimately we're the ones that are kind of in our own way there, but
Yeah.
there were systems and reasons for it. So it's not
Yeah.
to invalidate that. It's just it's it sometimes it's not our fault. This is what I tell my clients all the time. It's not your fault, but now it's your responsibility to
That's
acknowledge
right.
that.
That's right.
But I have this great group of women where receiving can look and feel like, wow, you look great today. And me going, I received that.
Yeah, Queen. Yeah.
Instead of going, oh, making a million excuses about how
Yeah.
I'm a mess or like just pushing it off. Receiving
Yeah.
is, having someone tell you that they love you
Yeah.
and you just saying, thank you.
Yeah.
I receive that.
Yeah.
And
And
letting that
allowing your
land,
system
letting
go.
it
Yeah.
in,
Yeah. Let it in. Let it in, girl. Let it in. As I
let it
like to
in.
say, feel that, baby. Feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. And one way I've been able to see this in my life specifically is my son Connor. So I didn't raise Connor with those kinds of conditions.
Yeah.
There wasn't conditional love or like I gave because I truly wanted to give.
Yeah.
And at any moment, this kid is just he's so great. He's 18. Any moment I can go and give him a hug and he receives it. Or
Oh.
I'll put my hand on his shoulder and scratch his back and he doesn't do the like jerk to try to get me
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
He just lets me in.
Yeah,
And
baby.
it's so cool.
Yeah.
That for me is like a demonstration of a healed nervous system.
For sure. For sure. Because if his ego or if his survival strategy was on, his body language would be like, right? Yep. 1000%. Oh yeah, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Well, and kind of going back to, what we're talking about from a business perspective, right? Is like there are a lot of women out there that come to our retreats and women that we work through that receiving can be uncomfortable for them because they've spent a lifetime, of their identity being built on earning
Yes.
through performance, through productivity, right? And let's just be real. It's like, sure, that feels great. Like we're on a cover of a magazine, or we get this article write up about us, or like we get all these likes or dings, right? Or we get this $20,000 paycheck, like fill in the blank. Like, of course it feels good. Of course it does. And again, we're not negating receiving those things, but imagine what it's like to start to build safety in your system for receiving without having to do something in order to receive.
Yeah.
That's a switch,
That's a powerful distinction.
right? How can I receive without doing and really just allowing? Stacy, my best friend who goes to Disneyland with me, Lisa knows her. She lives here in Southern California. We've made a joke. It's really not a joke, but it's a true story. We do ditch days to Disney like once a month, and usually we'll go during the week because our schedule, she's the chef, and we're just very polar opposite schedule. So I'll do a ditch day during week. And we jokingly say, like, if we're at Disneyland in pure feminine play, and somehow like a new client comes or money comes in and something juicy happens while we're just out playing, we're doing something right.
Yeah, totally.
And so it's like we're not doing anything, like we're being playful, and then bam, something
Yeah.
happens. And that's a
That's the
great.
feminine shift.
Totally. Literally, yeah, it is the feminine shift. It's like, oh, yeah, let's go, girl. And we celebrate, right? Like, we celebrate when that happens because that right there is like shifting the belief system and the paradigm of like, I always have to be performing, or I always have to be behind my desk. I have to be productive. I have to be taking care of somebody else. No, 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 no,
Mm-mm.
no. And the last third thing, that really is common that I see with women is there's a lack of embodied experiences in safety. And what I mean by that is that if a woman's nervous system has spent most of its time in fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, the body will prioritize protection
Mm-hmm.
over being opened.
Mm-hmm.
The body prioritizes protection being
Makes
open.
sense.
100%.
It makes sense.
100%.
So if there's been a violation in some way, shape, or form,
Yeah.
your body's going to shut that shit down real fast.
Oh, fuck yeah,
And
man.
then
Like,
we wonder why we're not closing business, or
yeah,
we wonder why we're not making the kind of money that we want to be making
that's
because
right.
your body doesn't know the difference between real threat and perceived threat.
No, it doesn't. Sure
And
doesn't.
so it'll shut down anything that's a perceived threat, including something that would be for the
Yeah.
benefit of you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if receiving was a threat,
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
and you were violated in an emotional way and a physical way, your
Oh,
body
yeah.
remembers that,
Oh, yeah.
and
For
then it won't
sure.
allow you to create what it is that you want to create.
Mm-mm. I
This
mean,
is a layered approach.
oh, for sure. And I mean, I'm about to be 45, and I look back just on the last 7 years of my life. So since 2019, the year that I lost my best friend, and the year that my dad passed away, I remember I was dating a gentleman that year. He's crossed over now. And I share this story, like the amount of generosity that this individual just gave to me in that very difficult year of my life. The amount of generosity from time, from money, was unbelievable. It was very, very uncomfortable and viscerally difficult for me to receive. I remember when he would do something generous, I would say to him, "What do you want from me now?"
Yep.
And
What's the
or
condition?
That's right. And or are you going to hold this and throw this in my face later?
Yep.
Because
What's
if
the
you're going to throw it
condition?
in my, yeah, if you're going to throw it in my face later, I don't want it. Because the condition growing up, since as far back as I can remember, is I constantly have a very visceral memory of how much money was. I've talked about this before. Men and money, they were like oil and vinegar growing up. That shit just did not mix. And it wasn't safe. It was like, it was held against. There was punishment, there was judgment, there was shame. I mean, I remember when I got divorced at 19, married at 18, 19. I remember my ex husband said, "You will fucking never amount to nothing because I gave you everything." Now, crazy enough, I worked. I contributed to the household. But him saying that, boy, did that light a fire underneath me. And that's really when the hyper masculine switch went on. I was like, I will never. So it's taken a long time and consciousness to practice receiving in small ways. A
Mm-hmm.
compliment, letting someone, like you say, open the car door, right? It's required to build capacity with that. So now it's like, well, yeah, of course, like that isn't like duh, it's like a no-brainer.
Well, I think that what's really important, so as we talk about the feminine shift and the feminine shift in business, the feminine
Hmm.
shift in the world, which we're all experiencing real time, is that that feminine shift and safety are built from within.
Bingo.
Safety
Bingo.
is an internal
Bingo.
job.
Bingo.
And then it's, well, okay, I hear you, and how do I do that?
Yep.
How do I create safety
That's
from an
right.
internal place?
That's
Well,
right.
step one, if we're going to give you some steps, is to do the healing that you need to do.
Yeah.
You and I have
Absolutely.
both been on our healing journey for over a decade. I am today in the world a healed woman.
Yes, ma'am.
That's not to say that things don't happen, but I'm so much more resourced
Yeah.
to handle them because I've done some major internal reframing and
Yep.
healing and emotional release and understanding my nervous system and patterns
Oh
and
yeah.
do the Glennon Doyle says, do the work, Glennon. I did the work.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
that's what the work is healing old patterns, reframing narratives,
Yeah.
somatic healing,
Yes.
all kinds of things. And so
Yeah.
I've done that, and you've done that. So first, you have to embark on your own healing journey,
That's
but
right.
that doesn't mean shut your life down.
Correct.
You can do both.
Yes.
And and then the feminine shift is acknowledging that there's masculine and feminine in all of us. In the world, the American society that we live in has created success in an entirely masculine way.
Yeah.
And in order for the feminine shift to happen, we have to acknowledge that there's value in both the masculine and the feminine,
Yeah.
financially and otherwise. We can't afford for it to be one way or the other. So when I'm talking about the feminine shift, we're not just talking about going swinging the pendulum in the complete opposite direction to
Correct.
just the feminine either.
Correct. 100% correct.
It's a combination of both. It's
Correct.
embodying the parts of us that work in the masculine, and also now acknowledging that there are some things that are very, very good for us in the feminine. And how
Yeah.
do we create business and success from both points of view, not just the predominant? Because men, the biology of men, this is not just in humans, but this is in every animal species. Is the men are designed to penetrate,
Yep.
to go after it, to get in there,
Get
right?
in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Seriously.
And in order for that to happen, the
Yeah.
feminine has to open up
And receive.
and receive. In
Yeah,
order for
baby.
that to happen in harmony, both parties need to be on
Yeah.
board for that.
Yes.
And
Yes.
in business, what does that look like? What does it feel like? That's
Yeah.
very scary
Yeah.
for
Absolutely.
a generation of women who have learned how to create business in a masculine way.
Yeah.
What if
I,
it could be another way? That is for me, like that's the opening, that's the new conversation, that's the arrival of
yeah.
what if we could take action still, because it doesn't mean roll over on your back and do nothing and
Correct.
just manifest, which sadly the money industry has gone in that way. Like,
Yeah.
just meditate and just manifest. It doesn't fucking work that way.
Nope. Does
But what
not.
if we could do both?
Yeah.
And attract from play, attract from fun, take
Yep.
ourselves a little bit less seriously,
Yep.
let our hair down,
Yep.
enjoy each other's company, and
Yep.
not perpetually drive toward results, but allow some of that to happen
Yep.
and trust that it'll happen.
Yeah. And I love that you're talking about this duality of the masculine and feminine. And my personal belief right now with the feminine shift that we're seeing is like, number one, attuning to your own threshold. I talk about this all the time. Is like, when a woman understands what her current capacity is, it's crucial. Because if this was your nervous system and this water was overflowing every single day, every single day, every single day, you really have no spaciousness to receive more. And so by proxy, it's going to require you, going back to what you originally said, creating internal safety is a you thing. And what creates that? Well, what we,
Boundaries.
yeah, girl, fucking A, have we met? Yeah, for sure. And ironically, boundaries are more of a masculine form to an essence.
Mm-hmm.
And so women, I tell women like women are like a peach.
Mm-hmm.
Soft on the outside, but they have that pit on the inside. And women being able to be soft, but also assert in a feminine way is crucial. Now, how do we build a bigger capacity in safety without constantly pushing and forcing and pushing and grinding? Well, fuck, ladies, get back to play.
Mm-hmm.
Get back to sitting in nature and having your coffee and talking to the birds for 20 minutes in the morning without fucking rushing to work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we have lost some fundamental pieces that create internal safety. Now, as a somatic practitioner, like, I want to believe, yes, breath is powerful, breath work is powerful. But for those of you, like, you want to practice something, go color. Go
Mm-hmm.
play with your kids. Like, leave your phone at home. Go have it's 4th of July tomorrow. Go blow up balloons and have a water balloon fight. Like, there are such small ways that we have forgotten
Yeah.
that actually build safety into the system. And then you could start to feel, going back to the masculine and feminine, right? Where do I need more structure? Where do I need to assert? And then where can I have some spaciousness? Both can coexist. And we've seen too far many women that have operated from that hyper masculine, working 10-hour days. They don't have a relationship with play. They can't sit still and quiet for 20 minutes without monkey mind going bananas, like, and they're jittery. They got to keep going. Like, that is all completely a survival adaptation. It really is.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you, but I get to see you twice this month for
Yeah.
play.
Yeah. July is a month of play for me and my family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, for sure, let's talk about the retreat.
Okay.
So the retreat is designed specifically for a woman who more than likely is in her masculine more than her
Yeah.
feminine.
Yeah.
We have some beautiful women who are coming to explore, to
Yeah.
deepen, to be in sisterhood.
Yeah.
And we have designed this experience very, very intentionally for you to be able to get there.
Yep.
And once you're there, check out your logical mind,
Yep.
get into your body, and play.
Yeah.
And we have very intentional experiences,
Yeah.
connecting in somatic experiences, feminine experiences for you to explore what it would look like and feel like in your own life
Yeah.
to live that way.
Yeah.
And so there's massive healing that happens at this
Yeah.
retreat. There's connection and friendship and sisterhood that's
Yeah.
formed. There's receiving in a
Yeah.
safe way, safe context. This
Yep.
entire retreat is designed with safety first and
Yep.
foremost. And so, if I can't think of a better way for a woman, I know for me, my life changed as a result of doing these kinds of retreats
Yeah.
where it's not just let's go and drink wine and do yoga.
Yeah.
It's no, let's in an intentional and guided way
Yeah.
move the needle in our own lives toward
Yep.
femininity and toward love and grace and sisterhood and the things that we so desperately need and want. We just
Yeah.
haven't learned how to access.
Yeah.
And Melissa and I are going to lead you on that path for 4 days
Oh,
um, in our Unleash Your Capacity retreat.
yeah. It's so fun. I look forward to this every single year. And it's just like, I think the biggest thing for me is like watching the women after they leave, they start to understand the difference of like, oh, when am I in protective mode versus like, I can start to be soft, I can trust, I can receive. And they feel safe enough. There's a level of
Mhm.
safety of like, I can turn towards the very thing that I want. I can move towards it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's asking for more money. Maybe that's Michelle last year came and she was like, I'm moving to Colorado because this is what I want. This is the vision that I have for my life, right? Like, whatever that is, we want to give you strategies and tools to create internal safety
Mm-hmm.
so you can quiet down the survival adaptations
Mm-hmm.
via body, via brain, where the beliefs stemmed from, so that you can go back home and you can start taking tolerable steps towards the life that you truly, deeply desire. And that, I believe, is also a huge embodied lived experience to create safety.
Yeah,
Huge,
I agree.
huge.
So come
So,
on, in 2 weeks,
I
2 weeks
know.
away, we're going to be in San Clemente, California. It's a beautiful, beautiful venue. We have a small retreat center that we'll be at. Everything about the experience is guided. Come treat yourself and come be with other women who are on this journey with you.
Yeah, please do. We have a few spots left. If any of you watch this replay and you're like, oh my God, it sounds great, but I
Yeah.
don't know how, let us worry about the how.
Yeah.
Just either message myself or Lisa, and we'll help you to.
Make some decisions.
That's right.
Figure it out.
That's right.
Okay.
Let's receive some more this summer, Queenie.
I'm in.
Yeah, baby.
I'm
Let's do
in.
it.
Yeah.
I love you as
I love you too.
always, Lise. Talk soon. Bye,
Okay.
everybody.
Bye.